Dude, it's the weekend, guys. It's the weekend, and we got another project to do. We're talking about something a little different than I've talked about previously, but we're talking about spark plugs today. Spark plug GAMP. I've got a few different tech manuals here. These are blue books, the blue books from the dealership type setups that you can get in. Plus, I have the John Muir book over here. You know, John, good old John. That John. And also we're doing a calendar giveaway today, guys. Oh yeah. So this all comes from the turbo. Of course, we're talking about spark plugs and the turbo. I got to get the spark plugs out of the turbo, take a look and see where the gap is, because when I get into boost, that I'm blowing out my spark plugs. Pretty sure that the gap is way too big. I was looking at one of the vlogs and Facebook groups, or one of the chats in the Facebook groups, and Mario from the dub shop over there was talking to somebody about him having his spark plugs gap too far, and that was probably his issue with blowing out the spark and having some stumbling going on. And yeah, I think I got that going on. So right at the intro, guys, getting into this, pulling spark plugs out, checking out that gap, and talking to you about this calendar giveaway. Pay attention, because you're gonna have to comment below this video to be in the drawing for the 2024 VW calendar. It's pretty cool. Guys, we are back and welcome to the workbench, and kind of talk to you where my mindset was when I was gapping out the spark plugs. I have Iridium spark plugs. These ones right here. Ones like this. I replaced them when I rebuilt everything. Zooming in. Iridium IX. These things are supposed to last for quite a long time. And these ones are the NGKR Iridium. R for, I don't know, racing maybe? I'm not sure exactly. So I gapped these things, I think, at like 50 thou, which is quite a bit more than where it's supposed to be. And you can see that it's got a long reach thread right here on this spark plug, long reach versus the short reach. On a stock setup, you've got a short reach just because that's the way the cylinder heads are set up, because you don't have to be so far out on the head. But when you've got the long reach ones, that's more of the performance type heads that you see. Performance dual port heads like I've got installed in Goose with the turbo system. So what does the stock spark plug gap call out for? Let's get you off the tripod and bring you over and take a look at these different books and kind of like what they say. First, let's start with John Muir's gapping recommendations inside of here. 25 thou to 28 thou. And that's all based off how well it runs when you've got that gap going. Somewhere in the middle would probably not be a bad place to start. Now, when we start looking at the dealership manuals, that gap starts to change a little bit, but it's in the general same range, 23 to 27 thou. And let me go ahead and show you this book right here. Is the Volkswagen 1200 engine, 1961 to 1965. And this one is for the earlier Volkswagen Beetles, but it's also very close. Spark plug gap, 24 thou to 28 thou. So 26 thou is probably a nice safe bet to start with your gap. And when you're looking at your spark plugs themselves to inspect them, like this one looks like it was probably running a little bit rich, a little damp when I pulled them out of here. So I've got Bosch and we got the NGK spark plugs. These are the most often used when it comes to the stock setup. You'll find Champions in there sometimes too. Get rid of those. Those are crap spark plugs. These are Bosch Platinums. Supposed to last a little bit longer. But if you guys are doing tune-ups pretty regularly and dealing with the nasty gas that's out there these days, you're probably replacing these a little more often than what the manufacturer says you can wait in between the time. Big difference too with Envy. Let's turn you around real quick. Envy being my turbo motor, is I've got a coil pack or coil for each cylinder versus the stock setup where you've got a coil for all your cylinders, and that coil goes directly to the distributor. This is all controlled electronically through the Haltech ECU in this turbo motor. So now I gotta go ahead and pull these spark plugs out, check out the gap, and I'll bring you guys back once I get them all out of there, because you don't want to watch the pain I'm gonna go through to get these suckers out of here. It'll probably be a few hours. See you guys in a minute. Guys, since you just probably tuned in to get that calendar, you want to know what the comment is below, comment calendar 2024 down below in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this content if you're enjoying it. And I'll put you in the drawing for that cool calendar. Shipping will be included if you're in the continental United States of America. If not, I'll also put the link down below to where I found that bad boy on Amazon if you just want to pick one up yourself. All right, guys, now back to the video. So for those of you that want to enjoy part of the struggle of replacing these spark plugs with a Bernie Bergman fan shroud, the front ones, just like in your motor, or your engine, sorry, are the easier ones. It's the back ones that become the real pain in the butt. So you pull this off, make sure we didn't lose anything, because sometimes these spark plug wires, the contact inside of there can come off, and I've had to re-crimp that sucker down a few times, and that's no fun. That's no fun. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this plug off of here without removing the manifold, which I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. This is also going to give me an opportunity to see what kind of condition or how everything is running, if it's running rich or not. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with it. Oh my gosh, that like barely fits on there. That's like super duper tight fit. Ooh, she's in there too. Oh yeah, baby. Back one's gonna be the fun one. I'm hoping that we can work out some sort of magic. That manifold is like right there. I don't know if I can pull this off here and do this rest of the way by hand. Oh, it's turning. It's a good sign. Get this one out of here and take it up to the bench and check the gap. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it and I can already tell that the gap is, oh, pretty freaking huge. Take a look and see, guys. You can zoom in on this. Yeah, that gap is, good God, probably about 60 thou. It's a monster gap. But let's kind of figure out what it really is, or maybe get close to it anyway. We're well out of spec, but like I was telling you, when I gapped that, I was thinking of gapping it for like an LS motor, but according to Mario, that's a bad move, and Mario's got the dyno time in when it comes to these motors or these engines, so I believe him. So right here we've got a 23 thou and a 24 thou, so 47 thou. Well, at least it's not 47 thou. Let's try 24. It's 24 fits in there way loose. What's the largest size I got going on here? I need something close to 30 thou. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. So I got the 10 thou and the 21 thou. So we're about 31 thou, which is not awful. It's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like way out there, but 31 thou is not too bad. But we're going to go ahead and drop it down to, let's just say, I think 25 thou was the largest one I had. So if we're at 31, we take it down to 25, or should we go 20? Not 25, but 31, maybe down to 27. So, what do we got? There we go. It's like there's a 2 thou. Or 2000s. And then the 25 thou. That would get 27 thou. Yeah, let's snug it up a little bit to 27 thou, and then we'll put the plugs back in, and I'll be a little bit happier with that. She's all lit up, man. She's all lit up. You gotta pull these spark plugs out first, and then good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I gotta button this back up, get all these spark plugs gapped. So 31 thou is not as bad as I was thinking, because it looked at first like it was way over gapped. But don't forget to comment below, guys, calendar 2024 to get in the drawing for this 2024 calendar. I'll get it sent out to whoever wins I'll probably do that in the Facebook group. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group or following me on Instagram, it's just JWClassicVW over there. And for next year, 40 horsepower build, man. We're getting the 40 horsepower build finished up in January, February. That's the big plan. January, February video is going to be all about that. So when it comes to spark plugs, guys, you just want to make sure that you're checking your gap. It's kind of important when it comes to how well your engine is running. And if you got it wrong, it's going to run kind of crappy. That's turbo or non-turbo. That's it for today, guys. Get out in the garage, do some work. Doesn't matter if you spend just a little bit of time tinkering or just sitting in your VW wondering what you're going to do next. Get out there, do some work, get her back on the road, because that's where she belongs. It's beautiful outside. I'm going to try to get this done and take her out for a test drive. I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your new year. See you guys in 2024. Bye-bye. Let you guys leave without giving you one of those cold starts. By the way, I think the squeak is coming from the idler pulley. Gotta order another one of those for Bernie.